need some competition out here. Come on.
The other they have to do that. Our people don't.
Way we touch them, so we just pride ourselves on that. So let's just get it started, man. Today, let's talk about this Young Dolph. Let's start off with this today because the autopsy report actually came out today, and we found out some more gruesome details about Young Dolph. Now they're pretty much saying the autopsy report reveals that Young Dolph was shot a total of 22 times. Now he was shot in front of Makeda's homemade butter cookies in Memphis. The story is he was going to get some cookies for his mother. Two individuals, appears like they shot through the glass and hit him 22 times. He got hit all over. I'm not going to get into all the spots that he got hit because I'm sure his family and friends out there probably don't want to relive that and knowing that again. But to me, the number, it got me. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking maybe he got hit a couple times, 3-4 times. Nah, 22 times, man. How does this make you feel after, hearing this news come out? Does it change anything for you, knowing more of the details of how he was killed?
It does. It changes a lot for me. But you know what the crazy thing is? And I don't want to take this all the way left out of respect for people directly involved who may be listening. But a lot of people, and it's wild, but there's a lot of people who feel the way that they feel, and I respect it. They feel like this is a hox, man. They feel like this whole thing was set up.
You heard? Who said that?
It's a lot of people saying it's a whole sector of people.
Whoa.
And they got evidence and they got reasons as to why. But that aside, and I know people they're going to be watching, so I'm going to sit back and throw that out there. But how I feel about it.
What? But let's go down that. Let's go down that.
Okay.
That lane of the hoax thing.
Okay.
Like, what have you heard? Not saying that you believe. What have you heard, and what evidence do these people say that they have? That you heard, at least.
They say that we don't have any blood. We're not seeing any blood from the situation. That's one of the main things a lot of people are saying. Where's the blood? Where's the photos? Why don't we have any video? When Nipsey died, we seen video and things like that. And that's not a hoax either, because obviously people and who think on that outside of that level, that think on that other level, they really got their eye on everything that goes on in hip hop and in the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even necessarily just Dolph, but they're really just pointing to little things that they're not seeing that they typically see, and the reasoning as to why. And they go back to how he looks and saying that he could be a descendant of Africa, and how people come here to do things and deliberately do things and then go back. And we talk back and forth. I was sitting there listening. I wasn't necessarily agreeing with it, but I did have my ear open. I was listening. Right. My reason was I think he's dead because you see a wife and you see a child grieving.
Right. Who fakes that?
And me personally, could it be done? Do I put anything against this world and what America and how we manipulate? No, I don't. I can admit that. But to see that, my soul could not tell me that this was fake and this was brought up. So 22 shots. Let's get to that, man. Whew, that's a lot, bro.
Right.
And that's what kind of jealousy was involved. It's kind of like Nipsey. Will we ever know? Because you heard things about him calling his brother a snitch. You heard things about him doing the music and all kind of things. And we don't really hear too much about Dolph. But 22, that's execution style, like we were saying before this started, man. That's something personal. You trying to take somebody out.
Right.
And you've probably taken him out and know you've taken him out and continue to do it. We talk about police and how they shoot people that amount of times and how they dead. That's kind of excessive. Man, this is crazy. What you think, though?
Yeah, I don't buy the hoax thing, because even when people say they don't see that just because you've seen it with Nipsey, everything that happens we ain't gotta see, everything with it. Maybe it's there. Maybe when a trial comes out, it'll be released. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. Just because you don't see it now, maybe it's the reason why they didn't release it. You know what I mean? Who knows? That Nipsey thing, I think, was a little different because it was like a camera across the street that caught it. We never saw the close camera. Was it any close cameras? We saw the one from across the street. So it just could be different circumstances. And then the other thing would be what would be the benefit of that? I want to know the benefit. And then, like you said, is his family faking it too? His kids, his wife, they're faking this thing. He's home. He's sitting home with Tupac, huh? and he's hiding and nobody's never going. I don't know, man. Every time something happens, people call it a hoax. Every single time you'll get those videos. You know, when Nipsey died, they said that was a hoax. You know what I'm saying? When Kobe died, they said that was a hoax. Biggie, Pac, everybody's a hoax. It's just, come on, man. Now, maybe I'm not naive to think that it could not happen, but I just don't think that it happened, man.
Let me give you, as you sitting there saying that, I'm thinking about something else that my brother or my man said. He said that the violence that spiked up and the violence that came from the emotion of that dying and the people that retaliated, this is something that the government likes to do within the black community. They like to stir up a riot of emotion to get people involved.
But it's not already stuff going on in Memphis like that, though.
I'm not out there, but I assume that it is.
Right, even like, you know, it don't take Young Dolph to be killed. It could take somebody up the street to get killed and people going to retaliate or something. You know what I mean? There's retaliation going on all over the world. So I just think it's silly, man, especially without no evidence. That's all speculation, what people are just saying. There's no real evidence behind that. Now, the police, they got evidence. They got two guys, and we haven't seen it yet, but once the trial comes out, they're going to put their evidence up against these two individuals about why they should be prosecuted. People got to bring more than that. You can't just bring speculation of what you think that's going on in those type of situations, in my opinion. You brought like the 9/11, when that shit happened, people brought evidence. It was video shit. I'm like, whoa, like, okay, the passport survived. You know, all these people wasn't from. It was so much stuff that came out that was like, then you can see the controlled demolition thing, and it was just so much things. Now, somebody did it. Maybe they got it. I'm not trying to shoot they shit down, but I don't know, man. Every time somebody dies, I don't think it's a hoax. And then what they say about the benefit of that? So you got more black people killing black people, and then what? He'll make more money, I guess, dead than alive.
Yeah, obviously the record labels will make more money dead or alive. That was also brought up as well. And I was listening because obviously, like you said, 9/11, and we've heard things, and the perspective is interesting. So I never want to just deem somebody as crazy, but I couldn't agree in me personally. And I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, he was asleep, and he's this and he's that," but it's like, hey, this is what I believe, bro. I can't.
Yeah, man. I know why people do that though, because we've been lied to so many times, and things haven't been the way that it's supposed to be. But could you get your family to do that? Like how?
Not all.
That's what I'm saying. All that I'm saying.
Not one of you motherfuckers is saying something. Not all of them. So
unless they just don't know. Like they think he's dead too. But why would you want to put that type of burden on your family? That's crazy too. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I would yeah, the hoax thing is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But when you listening to it, it definitely sounds believable. I ain't gonna lie.
It sounds real believable. It definitely does. Like I said, my inner, my soul, and like maybe I'm asleep on this. I think maybe every situation that happens within Hollywood is fake and fixed and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I just can't.
Now, do they have some like stuff out there that is fake? I do believe it.
100%.
Like when they have different things to manipulate people, yeah, maybe it could be. Like I said, maybe I'm just naive as hell to that whole situation. Maybe 10 years ago, I probably would have believed it. You know what I mean? In that whole era. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. I mean, it'll be so crazy if it was.
I know. And it's like, that kind of goes on. If we really knew the truth about what was going on out here, would we be able to handle it? I think we've asked that question a couple years now. And I'm not saying this is on that level, but there are things out there that we was like, oh shit, if we really knew it was good, it'd probably fuck us up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But 22 shots, not to go off and kill. What do you think about that though?
Dang, that's like I said, I agree with you, the whole execution style thing. It kind of just, the more you don't know about situations like that, sometimes the better. Like we ain't never seen that Nipsey video. It might not have hit us as hard. If we ain't seen him get kicked in his head, it wouldn't hit us as hard. But just like even like the Biggie and the Tupac, that hit us pretty hard, but we didn't actually get to see that. Now with social media and cameras everywhere, you got to see it. And that Nipsey thing was something that, a lot of people felt close to home with, even though we never met the dude a day in our life. I'm sure people probably got close to shedding tears. Or when you're listening to his music, you probably felt it to a point where it was like, damn, my mood has changed. I'm sad as hell right now because this dude just got killed. And then you look at, his family, how that morning and how much stuff that he was doing, all that stuff starts to come out. And you see Lauren London up there. And then it was just a tough time for a lot of people in that situation looking on the outside. So I can only imagine how it would be for the family being in that situation. And again, like 10, they were saying that Nipsey shit was fake too, but 22 times is crazy, bro. I would have never imagined that. You thinking if somebody gets shot, they run up, boom, 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 hit him real quick.
Get up out of there.
They took their time, man, and it looked like they had semi-automatic weapons, but still, man, like those dudes, if those are the same dudes that did it, that they got in custody, because that's up in the air too. They definitely need to get life, at least at bare minimum. That's an execution style murder, man.
Let's talk about that, because that's a good point. That's another thing that was brought up in the whole conspiracy hoax thing. The people in play, the people that are deeming to be innocent, but they really don't know. You had one dude that they had in custody, and then he took off, and they don't know where he went. They let him go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some
that's
weird,
crazy.
wild shit
that was
with
crazy.
them, and we all know how that goes. They'll grab any other brother or sister or niggas off the street and say that they did anything, you know what I mean, and paint the picture, the narrative that they did. What do you think about that? Like, what's going on with this investigation as a whole when it comes to Young Dolph? Because it seems real sloppy down there right now, if you ask me.
Yeah, with that one thing that happened, I'll concede to it being sloppy. Like, how does that happen? How the hell somebody wanted for, I think it was like stealing a car and like murder, you know what I mean, accessory and all that. How the hell they let go?
Just let them go.
This is okay. Like that's stuff that just don't happen. I mean, I've never got that lucky on a traffic or something like that. Like, oh, let the nigga go. Like, like you murder? Come on. And what the crazy part about it, they were supposed to come pick them up. Like, if you get locked up somewhere, you got a warrant somewhere, that jurisdiction has a certain amount of time where they have to pick you up, whether it's 3 days, a week. If they don't come, they're supposed to release you. Like, if you had a charge out of Atlantic County, let's say if you was in Camden County, you know what I'm saying, jail and whatnot, and they ain't come pick you up just for that charge, boom. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to release you in that time. But they come all the time. I don't care what it's for. It could be for a $900, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Either that or they can be like, just release the dude. You can give him a summons.
Right.
But they coming for you. So they never came for him, so they let him out. But that's weird. That's just weird, man.
It's weird, man. Hopefully that shit gets figured out. But we've seen a lot of situations. We still dealing with Nipsey shit. So do they ever
He's
get
still in
figured
that
out?
trial. Like, what's up with that?
Do they ever get figured out, bro?
He's not. Why is Nipsey Hussle not getting his trial yet?
It's weird, man.
What's going on?
I have no explanation for when it comes to these investigations why it seems like all of them get stalled out somewhere. We even get to, okay, we found a suspect, because back in the day we didn't even find fucking suspects.
Right.
Now we find the suspects and they get in the trial, or are they getting the trial, or are they I don't know, man. That part of the situation is very weird.